Welcome to Bedtime Daydreams. Tonight, we're going to experience something special, something you've probably thought about more times than you can count. What it would be like to finally get your dream car and just drive. Not just any drive, but the kind of road trip where you've got the top down, the wind in your hair, and absolutely nowhere you have to be. Complete freedom. We're talking about that moment when you turn the key for the first time, when you feel that engine come to life under your hands, when you pull out onto the open road and realize this is it. This is actually happening. You're not dreaming anymore. You're living it. Before we begin this journey together, if you enjoy this kind of content, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps us create more of these fantasy stories for you. And leave a comment telling us where you're from, what time it is where you are, and what your dream car would be. What would you drive if money was no object? Where would you go? All right, get comfortable, take a deep breath, and let's begin this adventure. Let's go on the road trip you've been dreaming about your entire life. It's Saturday morning. You wake up and for a second you almost forget. Then it hits you. Today's the day. You sit up in bed and you can feel your heart already starting to beat faster. Because today you're picking up your dream car. You've been saving for this for years. Years of putting money aside, of saying no to things you wanted, of being patient. And it's finally here. The car you've had pictures of on your phone, the one you've looked at in magazines, the one you've watched videos of online at 2 a.m. when you couldn't sleep. That car, your car. Today you get to drive it home. You get out of bed and you're already smiling. You can't help it. You head to the shower and the whole time you're thinking about it. That beautiful vintage convertible. Sky blue with tan leather interior. Chrome details that shine in the sunlight. White wall tires. It's not just a car. It's a piece of art. It's freedom on 4 wheels. You get dressed and you choose your outfit carefully. Comfortable jeans, a good shirt, sunglasses. You look at yourself in the mirror and you think, this is what someone who owns their dream car looks like. This is you now. You grab your wallet, your phone, and the papers you need. The title, the insurance documents, everything signed and ready. You double-check them 3 times even though you know they're all there. Your hands are actually shaking a little bit. Good nerves. Excited nerves. The dealership opens at 9. You told them you'd be there right when they opened. You couldn't wait any longer than that. You get in your current car and start driving over there, and the whole way you're thinking about the drive home. You're already planning it. You're not taking the highway. No way. You're taking the scenic route. The coast road with all the curves and the ocean views. You're going to take your time. You're going to enjoy every single second. You pull into the dealership parking lot at 8:55. There are a few other cars there already, but you don't see yours yet. They probably have it in the showroom or around back. You park and you sit there for a minute. Your stomach is doing flips. This is really happening. At exactly 9 o'clock, you see someone unlocking the front door. You get out and walk toward the entrance, and there's this guy in a suit, the sales manager, and he sees you and he smiles. He knows why you're here. You talked to him on the phone 3 times this week. Big day, he says, holding the door open for you. Yeah, you say, and your voice sounds different, happier. Really big day. He leads you inside, and you can smell that new showroom smell, even though what you're picking up is technically a vintage car. It's been restored completely, though. Everything is perfect. He offers you coffee, but you're already too wired. You shake your head. "Let me just grab the keys and we'll bring it around front for you," he says. You wait in the showroom and you look at the other cars, but you're not really seeing them. You're just thinking about yours. And then you hear it, the sound of an engine. Not just any engine, your engine. That distinctive rumble of the vintage motor. Your head turns toward the sound. And there it is, coming around the corner of the building. Sky blue and absolutely gorgeous in the morning sunlight. The chrome is gleaming. The top is already down. And it's moving toward you. And you realize someone's driving it to bring it to the front. And you almost want to yell, "Stop," because nobody else should be driving it. That's your car. Your dream car. They park it right in front of the entrance, right there in the morning sun. And you walk outside and you just stop and stare at it. It's even more beautiful than you remembered. The paint is flawless. The interior looks incredible. Everything about it is perfect. The sales manager walks up next to you. "Want to take a look before we do the paperwork?" You nod, not really trusting yourself to speak right now. You walk over to it. You run your hand along the side, feeling the smooth paint, the curves of the body. It's solid and real under your fingers. You lean down and look at the interior. The tan leather seats are beautiful. The dashboard has all the original gauges, all restored and working. The steering wheel is that classic thin wheel with the chrome horn ring. "Go ahead, sit in it," he says. You open the door. It opens smoothly with a solid sound. You slide into the driver's seat, and your hands automatically go to the steering wheel. It fits perfectly in your hands. You look at the gauges in front of you. The speedometer, the fuel gauge, the temperature gauge. Everything right there. Simple and perfect. You can smell the leather. You can feel the seat beneath you. This is your seat now. This is where you're going to sit for thousands of miles of adventures. This is where you're going to be when you drive up the coast, when you cruise through the mountains, when you take that long road trip you've been planning. The sales manager leans against the door. "What do you think?" "It's perfect," you say, and you mean it. It's absolutely perfect. 20 minutes later, you've signed all the papers. You've gone over the insurance one more time. You've got the title in your name. You've got the keys in your hand. Those keys. The actual keys to your dream car. They're real, and they're in your hand, and they're yours. "She's all yours," the sales manager says, shaking your hand. "Enjoy every mile." You walk back outside, and there it is, waiting for you, your car. You hit the button on your key fob, and wait. This car doesn't have a key fob. This car has an actual key. You put the key in the door lock, turn it, and open the door. You slide into the driver's seat. You put the key in the ignition, and you pause for just a second, because once you turn this key, everything changes. This isn't a dream anymore. This is real life. Your real life. You turn the key. The engine starts with that beautiful rumble. You can feel it through the steering wheel, through the seat, through everything. It's alive. The car is alive under you. You press the gas pedal gently, and the engine responds. The sound is incredible, deep and throaty, and powerful. You put it in gear. The shifter moves smoothly in your hand. You release the parking brake. You give it a little gas, and you start moving. You're driving it. You're actually driving your dream car. You pull out of the dealership parking lot and onto the street. And immediately you notice how different it feels. The steering is more responsive than your old car. The acceleration is different. Everything about it feels more alive, more connected to the road. You stop at a red light and you look down at your hands on the steering wheel. You look at the hood stretching out in front of you, that beautiful sky, blue paint, and you can't stop smiling. The light turns green and you go, and you're heading toward the coast road now. The road you've been thinking about all week, the one with the curves and the ocean views. You're not in a hurry. You've got all day. You've got all weekend. Actually, you've got the rest of your life with this car. You reach the coast road and turn onto it, and immediately the view opens up. Ocean on your left, stretching out to the horizon. The sun is getting higher now, warming everything up. You've got the top down and the wind is starting to move through the car. You reach over and turn on the radio. There's a classic rock station playing, and the song that comes on is perfect. It's one of those driving songs, the kind that makes you want to go faster, makes you want to keep driving forever. You settle back in the seat and you just drive. The road curves along the coastline and you take each curve smoothly, feeling how the car responds. It handles beautifully. Every input you give it, every turn of the wheel, every touch of the brake or the gas, it responds immediately. It's like the car knows what you want before you even ask for it. You pass a few other cars and people look at you. They actually turn their heads to look at your car. Some of them smile. Some give you a thumbs up. One guy at a stop sign rolls down his window and says, "Beautiful car." You just wave and smile, because what else can you do? Your heart is so full right now, you can barely speak. About 20 minutes into the drive, you see a pullout up ahead. One of those scenic viewpoints where you can park and look at the ocean. You've driven past it 100 times in your life, but you've never actually stopped. Today, you're stopping. You signal even though there's no one behind you, and pull into the turnout. You park facing the ocean and turn off the engine. The sudden quiet is almost shocking after the sound of the engine and the wind. You can hear the waves now, crashing against the rocks below. You can hear seagulls. You take off your sunglasses and just sit there, hands still on the steering wheel, looking out at the ocean. This is it. This is the moment. You're sitting in your dream car, parked at a scenic overlook on a beautiful Saturday morning, and you have absolutely nowhere else you need to be. No responsibilities right now. No one expecting you anywhere. Just you and the car and the open road. You get out and walk around to the front of the car. You lean against the hood, which is warm from the engine. You pull out your phone and take a picture. You want to remember this exact moment, the first time you parked your dream car at this spot, the first of many times, you hope. You text the photo to your best friend, the one who's been hearing about this car for years, the one who was with you the first time you ever saw one and said, "Someday I'm going to own one of those." You type, "Someday is today." Your phone buzzes almost immediately. No way. That's your car. Congratulations. You smile and type back, taking it up the coast right now, living the dream. Send me 1,000,000 pictures. I'm so happy for you. You put your phone away and just stand there for a minute, leaning against your car, looking at the ocean. The sun is warm on your face. The breeze is perfect. And you think about all the times you imagined this moment, all the times you daydreamed about what it would feel like to finally have your dream car. And you realize something. It feels even better than you imagined. After a few minutes, you get back in. Time to keep driving. You start the engine again, and that rumble makes you smile every single time. You back out of the pullout and continue north on the coast road. The ocean is constantly on your left now, sometimes far below you when the road gets high on the cliffs. Sometimes close enough that you could probably skip a stone into it if you stopped. You start to really get a feel for the car now, how it likes to be driven, where it's happiest. It likes to move. It likes those curves. You're not speeding, but you're not crawling either. You're driving it the way it wants to be driven, confidently, smoothly. You and the car are starting to understand each other. You come up on a little coastal town, the kind with a main street that's basically right on the water. Cute shops and cafes and art galleries. You slow down as you enter town, and you see people walking on the sidewalks, looking at the shops. Some of them stop to look at your car. You wave at a little kid who's pointing at you, and the kid waves back, excited. There's a coffee shop with outdoor seating right on the water. You see an empty parking spot right in front, perfect. You pull in, nice and easy, and park. You turn off the engine and just sit there for a second. You're going to get coffee in your dream car at this beautiful little coastal coffee shop on a perfect Saturday morning. You get out and lock the car, even though you're going to be looking at it the whole time through the window. You walk into the coffee shop and there's a couple people in line. The barista looks up and sees you and says, "That your car out there?" "Yeah," you say, trying not to grin too much. "Just picked it up this morning." "It's gorgeous," she says. "What year?" You tell her about it while she makes your coffee, and she's genuinely interested. She tells you her grandfather had one similar, and she used to ride in it when she was a kid. You can see in her eyes that your car just brought back all these good memories for her. That's another thing about dream cars. They're not just for you. They make other people happy too. You take your coffee outside and sit at one of the tables, and you just look at your car for a while. The way the sunlight hits the chrome, the way the blue paint shines, the graceful lines of the body. You sip your coffee and think about where you want to drive next. You've got all day. You've got no plans except to drive. There's an older couple at the next table, and they keep looking at your car too. Finally, the man leans over. "Excuse me, is that a 59? You confirm the year, and he lights up. "I thought so. My brother had one. We used to take it up to the lake every summer." He looks at his wife. "Remember that, honey? That old blue convertible?" She smiles and nods. "I remember. He'd put the top down no matter how cold it was. We'd have to bring blankets." They start telling you stories, and you sit there and listen, drinking your coffee, and you realize this is part of it too. Part of having a dream car like this. You're not just buying a vehicle. You're buying into all these stories, all these memories. You're creating new memories and new stories. And someday, maybe 30 years from now, you'll be the one at the coffee shop, seeing someone else in their dream car, telling them your stories. After you finish your coffee, you say goodbye to the couple and head back to the car. You unlock it, get in, and start it up again. That rumble never gets old. You pull out of the parking spot and continue up the coast. You're in no hurry. You're just driving and enjoying it. This is what it's all about. The road starts to climb now, switchbacking up the side of a cliff. The views are getting even better. You can see for miles up the coastline. The ocean is this incredible deep blue. The sky is clear. Everything is perfect. You downshift for the curves and feel the engine respond. The car loves this. You can tell. It was made for roads like this. You reach the top of the climb and the road levels out for a bit, running along the top of the cliffs. There's a spot up ahead where you can see a few other cars parked. Another scenic viewpoint. You pull in and park next to a couple motorcycles. The riders are standing at the railing, looking out at the view. You get out and walk over to join them. One of them looks over at your car and whistles low. "That is one hell of a ride," he says. "Thanks," you say. "First day with it." "First day? Man, you must be on cloud 9. "Pretty much," you admit, and all three of you laugh. You stand there together, 3 people out on a Saturday morning, each of you on your dream vehicle, just enjoying the freedom of the road. You talk about routes and good places to stop, and roads they recommend. They tell you about a diner about 40 miles up that has the best burgers you'll ever taste, and it's right on the water. You make a mental note to check it out. After a while, the bikers gear up and head out with waves and friendly honks. You stand there a bit longer, just taking it all in. The view, the moment, the feeling. You pull out your phone and take a few more pictures. Not just of the car, but of the view, of everything. You want to remember all of this. Then you get back in the car and continue your drive. The afternoon is starting to develop now. The sun is higher, warmer. You're getting thirsty and a little hungry, so you keep an eye out for that diner the bikers mentioned. Sure enough, about 30 minutes later, you see it. A classic-looking roadside diner with a big parking lot and a view of the ocean. There are a few cars and motorcycles in the lot. This looks perfect. You pull in and find a spot where you can park the car away from other vehicles, just to be safe. You don't want anyone dinging your doors. You walk into the diner and it's exactly what you hoped it would be. Red vinyl booths, a long counter, a jukebox in the corner playing oldies, the smell of burgers and coffee in the air. You slide into a booth by the window where you can see your car. The waitress comes over with a menu and a smile. "That your beautiful car out there." You nod and she says, "Well, welcome. What can I get you to drink?" You order a burger and fries and an iced tea, and while you wait for your food, you just sit there and watch your car through the window. It looks good sitting there in the diner parking lot, in the sunshine. It looks right. Like it belongs there. Like you belong there. The food comes and it's as good as the bikers promised. You eat slowly, not rushing, just enjoying everything. The food, the atmosphere, the fact that you're on a road trip in your dream car. This is what life should feel like, you think. This easy, this good. After lunch, you pay the check and head back out to the car. You're starting to think about what you want to do with the rest of the day. You could keep driving north. You could turn around and head back home. You could find a hotel somewhere and make this a weekend trip instead of just a day trip. That thought excites you. Why not? You've got nothing planned tomorrow. You've got your dream car. Why not just keep driving? You make a decision. You're going to keep going. You're going to find a nice place to stay tonight, and tomorrow you'll explore more and then drive home. Your first road trip in your dream car is going to be a real road trip. Not just a few hours, but a whole weekend. You pull out your phone and search for hotels up the coast. There's a nice-looking place about an hour north. Right on the water, good reviews, and they've got availability. You book a room for tonight. There. It's decided. You're on an adventure now. You start the car and head back out onto the coast road, continuing north. There's something different now. You're not just out for a drive. You're on a journey. You're going somewhere. And you're in absolutely no hurry to get there. The afternoon settles into that perfect kind of warm, where the sun feels good on your skin, but isn't too hot. You're cruising along the coast road, and everything feels right. The engine sounds beautiful. The wind through the open top is perfect. The radio is playing great songs. You're in this zone where you're not really thinking about anything except how good this moment feels. You pass through another small coastal town, this one with a marina full of sailboats. You slow down to look at them, bobbing gently in their slips, their masts pointing up at the blue sky. There's something peaceful about it. You could stop here, you think. Walk around the marina, maybe get an ice cream. But you keep going. There's more road ahead, and you want to see it all. About 20 miles later, you see a sign for a state beach. You've never been to this one before. The sign says there's parking and beach access. On impulse, you turn in. Why not? You've got time. You've got all the time in the world today. The parking lot is mostly empty, just a few cars scattered around. You find a spot under a tree, some shade for the car, and park. You turn off the engine and just sit there for a minute. You can hear the ocean from here, that constant sound of waves. You grab your sunglasses and get out. There's a path that leads through some dunes to the beach. You follow it, and when you come over the last dune, the beach opens up in front of you. It's beautiful, wide and sandy. The water that perfect blue-green color. There are a few people scattered along it, but it's not crowded. You walk down to the water's edge. The water is cold when it touches your feet. Really cold. You laugh and step back. You're not dressed for swimming anyway. You're just here to see it, to be here. You walk along the water's edge for a while, looking at shells, watching the waves. This is a good day. This is the best day you've had in a long time. After maybe 20 minutes, you head back to the car. When you come over the dunes and see it sitting there, you get that little thrill again. That's my car, you think. I own that car. You walk over and run your hand along the side again. You're probably going to do that a lot, you realize. Just touch it to make sure it's real. You get back in and continue north. The road is getting more remote now. Fewer towns, more stretches of empty coastline. The houses you pass are farther apart, bigger, more expensive looking. People with serious money live out here. People who can afford oceanfront property. You don't care about that stuff, really. You just like looking at it. You like the way the road curves around their driveways, the way you can sometimes glimpse their private beaches. Your phone buzzes. It's your friend again, texting you. How's it going? Where are you now? You're at a straight stretch of road, so you glance down and voice text back. Still driving up the coast, stopped at a beach, found this amazing diner. This is incredible. Are you coming back tonight? Nope, booked a hotel, making it a weekend trip. That's awesome. You deserve this. Those words hit you in a good way. You do deserve this. You worked hard for this. You saved and planned and waited. And now you're doing it. You're living the dream, literally. The miles roll by, and you lose track of time. You're not checking the clock. You're just driving. At some point, you notice the gas gauge is getting low. You've been so focused on everything else that you didn't even think about it. There's a gas station coming up on the right. Perfect timing. You pull in and up to a pump. It's an old-style gas station, the kind with the original vintage pumps restored. Very fitting for your car. You get out and start filling up. And while you're standing there, the gas station attendant comes over. He's an older guy, probably in his 70s, wearing coveralls. Don't see many of these anymore, he says, looking at your car appreciatively. You restore it yourself? No, I bought it already restored, you say. Just picked it up this morning, actually. This morning? He whistles. Hell of a first day. Where are you headed? Just driving up the coast. Got a hotel room about 30 miles north. Well, you picked a good day for it, he says, looking up at the sky. Weather's perfect, and that car's a beauty. Take care of it, and it'll take care of you. The pump clicks off, and you pay inside. The attendant rings you up and says, you enjoy that drive now, and that car. I will, you say. Thank you. Back on the road with a full tank of gas, you feel like you could drive forever. The sun is starting to get lower in the sky now. Not sunset yet, but heading that direction. The light is getting that warm golden quality that makes everything look beautiful. Your car looks even better in this light, if that's possible. You see a sign for the town where your hotel is, 10 miles. You're almost there. You feel a little disappointed, actually. You could keep driving. But you're also getting tired. It's been a long day of driving, even though it's been the best kind of tired. And tomorrow you'll have all day to explore. This is just the beginning. You reach the town, and it's nicer than you expected. Not touristy, but upscale. Old money. The kind of place where people come to escape the city. The main street is lined with expensive boutiques and galleries and restaurants. You drive slowly through, checking it out, and people look at your car. You're used to that now. You wave at a couple who are particularly enthusiastic about looking at it. The hotel is right on the water, like the website said. It's a classic old coastal hotel, probably built in the 1920s or 30s, all maintained and updated, but still keeping that vintage charm. Perfect. You pull into the circular drive and park under the portico. A valet comes over. Checking in? He asks, and then he sees your car. Wow, that's beautiful. Thanks, you say. Is there secure parking? We have a garage, he says. I'll take good care of it. Don't worry. You hesitate for just a second because you've never let anyone else drive it. But you can't exactly park it on the street all night. You hand him the keys. "It's my first day with it," you say, and he nods. "I understand completely. I'll treat it like my own. Actually, better than my own." You watch him get in and start it up and slowly pull away, heading toward the garage. You trust him. You have to. This is part of having a car like this. Sometimes other people have to drive it. Inside, the hotel lobby is beautiful. High ceilings, old wood, big windows looking out at the ocean. You check in and the person at the desk says, "That your car out front? The blue convertible?" "Yeah, that's mine." It's gorgeous. You're in room 214, ocean view. I think you'll like it. They hand you a key, an actual key, not a card. This place really does maintain that vintage feel. You take the elevator up to the second floor and find your room. When you open the door, you see they weren't kidding about the ocean view. The whole front of the room is windows, looking right out at the water. The sun is getting lower now, starting to turn the sky colors. You drop your bag on the bed and walk to the window. The view is incredible. You can see the beach, the waves, the sun heading toward the horizon. You stand there for a while, just taking it in. This morning, you woke up in your bed at home. Now you're here, in this beautiful hotel, after spending the whole day driving your dream car up the coast. How did you get so lucky? You pull out your phone and take a picture of the view. You text it to your friend. "My view tonight. Time Tartus." The response comes quick. "Stop it. That's not fair. I'm so jealous." You smile and send back. "You should come up tomorrow. We could have brunch." "I wish I could. Have to work. But you enjoy it for both of us. Take lots of pictures." You decide to take a shower and change clothes before dinner. The hot water feels good, and you stand under it longer than necessary, just thinking about the day, thinking about the car, the drive, all of it. When you get out, you catch yourself in the mirror and you're smiling. You've been smiling all day. Your face almost hurts from it. You get dressed in clean clothes and head downstairs. The hotel has a restaurant with a deck that overlooks the ocean. You ask for a table outside and they seat you right at the railing. The sun is really setting now, painting the sky in oranges and pinks and purples. It's one of the most beautiful sunsets you've ever seen. You order a glass of wine and just sit there, watching the sun go down. The waiter brings your wine and you toast yourself silently to dream cars, to road trips, to perfect days. The wine tastes good and the sunset is breathtaking, and you think this might be the best moment of your entire life. You order dinner and it's excellent. Fresh seafood, perfectly cooked. You eat slowly, savoring everything, watching the sky turn from sunset colors to deep blue to black. Stars start appearing. The ocean is dark now, just a sound, the waves constant and rhythmic. After dinner, you go for a walk on the beach. You take off your shoes and carry them, feeling the sand beneath your feet. The beach is mostly empty now. A few people scattered here and there, also walking, also enjoying the night. The air is cooler, but still comfortable. You walk for maybe 20 minutes, just thinking about everything, and then you head back to the hotel. In your room, you stand at the window again for a while, looking out at the dark ocean, seeing the moonlight on the water. Tomorrow you'll get up and have breakfast, and then figure out where you want to explore. Maybe you'll drive further north. Maybe you'll find some back roads to try. Maybe you'll just cruise around and see where you end up. That's the beauty of a road trip. You don't have to plan everything. You can just go. You get into bed, and the sheets are crisp and clean and comfortable. You're tired in the best way. The kind of tired that comes from a day well spent. You think about your car, safe in the garage downstairs. Tomorrow morning, you'll get the keys again and continue your adventure. But for now, you just close your eyes and replay the whole day in your mind. The moment you first saw the car this morning, sitting in it for the first time, driving it for the first time, that first curve on the coast road, the coffee shop, the beach, all of it, every perfect moment. You fall asleep with a smile on your face, and you dream about roads you haven't driven yet, places you haven't seen, adventures that are waiting. Because this is just the beginning. You've got your dream car now, and that means everything is possible. In your dreams, you're driving, always driving, down roads you've never seen before, through landscapes that shift and change. Mountains become beaches, become forests, become deserts. But the car is always the same, always perfect, always yours. And in your dreams, you're completely happy, completely free. That's what this car has given you, even in just one day. Freedom, joy, the feeling that anything is possible. Morning comes gently, sunlight through the hotel windows, the sound of waves. You wake up slowly, peacefully, still feeling the afterglow of yesterday's adventure. You stretch and look out the window. Another perfect day. Blue sky, sunshine, the ocean sparkling, and somewhere downstairs in the garage, your car is waiting for you. You take your time getting ready. There's no rush. That's the whole point of this trip. No rush, no schedule, just following your instincts and enjoying everything. You shower and dress and pack up your things. Checkout isn't until 11 and it's only 8:30, so you've got time. You decide to go down to breakfast early, maybe take a walk on the beach before you leave. The restaurant is quiet this early. Just a few other guests, mostly couples, sitting at tables and drinking coffee and watching the ocean. You get a plate of food and sit by the windows. The breakfast is good. Fresh fruit and pastries and perfectly cooked eggs. While you eat, you think about the route today. You could continue north, see new places, or you could loop back south on a different road, see the same stretch of coast from a different perspective. Both options sound good. Maybe you'll just start driving and see where you feel like going. That spontaneity is part of the adventure. Not everything has to be planned. After breakfast, you walk down to the beach. It's a beautiful morning, cool but not cold, the sun already warm on your face. There are a few people out here. Early morning joggers, someone walking their dog, a photographer setting up to take pictures of the waves. You walk along the water's edge, letting the waves almost reach your shoes, feeling the pull of the tide. You think about how different your life feels right now compared to just a few days ago. 3 days ago, you were at work, sitting in meetings, answering emails, living your normal routine. Now you're on a beach, 3 hours from home, about to drive your dream car to wherever you feel like going. How did you get here? How did you get so lucky? But it wasn't luck, you remind yourself. It was hard work. It was saving money and being patient and making it happen. It was deciding that you deserved this, that life is short and you should have the things that make you happy. The car isn't just a car. It's a testament to your determination, your willingness to make your dreams real. You head back to the hotel and up to your room. Time to check out and get back on the road. You gather your things and take one last look at the ocean view. Thank you, you think, to the room, to the hotel, to this place. Thank you for being part of this adventure. Then you head downstairs to check out. At the front desk, the same person who checked you in yesterday is working. Did you enjoy your stay? They ask. So much, you say. It was perfect. The room, the view, everything. We're so glad. Will we see you again? I think so. I think this might become a regular stop on my coastal drives. They smile and hand you a card. When you come back, mention this card and we'll give you a discount for our favorite guests. You take the card and thank them. It's a small thing, but it feels meaningful, like you're becoming part of this world, the world of travelers and adventurers and people who appreciate beautiful places and beautiful things. You're one of them now. You have a dream car, and you're living the dream. The valet brings your car around, and you can tell he's treated it well. It's exactly as you left it, maybe even cleaner. He must have wiped it down. You tip him generously and get in, and that feeling of settling into the driver's seat is already familiar, already home. This car is becoming an extension of you, part of who you are. You pull out onto the main road and have to make a decision. North or south, new territory or familiar roads. You sit at the stop sign for a moment, thinking. Then you turn north. New territory, new adventures. That's what this weekend is about. Pushing boundaries, seeing new things, being brave enough to explore. The road north from the hotel is beautiful. It runs right along the coast for a while, giving you constant views of the ocean. Light, then it cuts inland, winding through hills covered in wildflowers. Everything is in bloom this time of year. Purple and yellow and orange flowers covering the hillsides like a painting. You drive slowly, taking it all in, occasionally pulling over just to look at a particularly beautiful vista. You pass through a tiny town, and when I say tiny, I mean it has maybe 20 buildings total. A post office, a general store, a church, a few houses. That's it. But there's a sign outside the general store advertising fresh coffee and homemade pie. You can't resist. You pull over and park. Inside the general store is exactly what you'd expect. Wooden floors that creak, shelves stocked with canned goods and basic supplies, a counter in the back with a few stools, an old man behind the counter reading a newspaper. He looks up when you walk in and smiles. Morning. You're not from around here. No, just passing through. Saw the sign about coffee and pie. Well, you came to the right place. My wife makes the pie. Best in the county, if I do say so myself. You order coffee and a slice of apple pie and sit at the counter. The man goes back to his newspaper, but he's chatty, asking where you're from, where you're headed. You tell him about the car, about the road trip. He listens with genuine interest. Good for you, he says when you finish. Too many people talk about doing things like that, but never actually do it. You're doing it. That's what matters. The pie arrives and it's incredible. Warm and perfectly spiced with a flaky crust. The kind of pie that reminds you of childhood, of home, of comfort. You eat it slowly, savoring every bite, sipping your coffee, listening to the old man tell stories about the town. How it used to be bigger. how most young people moved away, how the ones who stayed love it here because it's quiet and peaceful and beautiful. When you're done, you pay, and the old man walks you to the door. "That your car?" he asks, looking at the blue convertible parked out front. "Yeah, that's mine." "Beautiful. My brother had one almost like it. He passed a few years back, but seeing yours brings back good memories. He'd have loved talking to you about it." "I wish I could have met him," you say, and you mean it. "He would have liked you. You've got that spirit, you know, that adventurer spirit, the kind of person who doesn't just dream, but does." You thank him for the pie and the coffee and the conversation, and you get back in your car. As you drive away, you see him in your rearview mirror, standing in the doorway of his store, waving. You wave back. These little moments, these connections with strangers, they're part of what makes this trip special. They're what you'll remember. The road continues winding through the hills, and you find yourself on a stretch that's particularly twisty and fun. The kind of road where you can really feel the car work. You downshift for tight curves and accelerate out of them, feeling the rear end settle and the power flow through the drivetrain. This is driving, real driving. The kind where you and the car are working together, communicating through the steering wheel and the pedals and the seat. You crest a hill and suddenly the ocean is back in view, far below you now. The road starts to descend in a series of dramatic switchbacks. You take them carefully but confidently, enjoying the precision of the car's handling. At the bottom, the road levels out and runs along a cliff edge. Spectacular views to your left, rock wall to your right. This is one of the most beautiful roads you've ever driven. You come around a curve and see a scenic pull-out ahead. Several cars are parked there, and people are standing at the railing, looking out at the view. You pull in and join them. When you get out and walk to the railing, you understand why everyone stopped. The view is breathtaking. The cliff drops straight down to the ocean, maybe 500 feet. Waves are crashing against the rocks far below, sending up white spray. Seabirds are wheeling around in the air currents. The water stretches out forever, that deep blue that seems to go on forever. An older couple standing next to you turns, and the woman says, "First time here." "Yeah, first time on this road even." It's something, isn't it? We've been coming here for 30 years and it never gets old. Every time we see it, it takes our breath away. "I can see why," you say. The husband nods toward your car. "That's a beauty. What year?" You tell him and his eyes light up. "Thought so. I had a buddy who had one. We used to take it on trips just like this, up and down the coast, exploring. Best times of our lives." "Those are the memories that last," his wife adds. "Not the stuff you buy or the money you make. The adventures, the drives, the places you see. That's what matters." You stand there with them for a while, all of you just looking at the view, not needing to say much. Sometimes the best moments are like this. Quiet, shared with strangers who understand. Finally, they head back to their car, and you stand there a bit longer, alone now. Just you and the view and the sound of the waves far below. You think about what the woman said, about how the adventures are what matter, the experiences, not the things, but the doing. And you realize that's exactly what you're doing. You're not just owning a dream car, You're using it to create experiences, to have adventures, to see beautiful things and meet interesting people and live a life that's rich with memories. That's what this car has given you. Not just the car itself, but everything that comes with it. You get back in and continue north. The afternoon is warm now, and you're getting a little hungry. You start watching for a place to stop for lunch. About 20 minutes later, you see a sign for a seafood shack. Fresh catch of the day, it says. Local oysters. That sounds perfect. The seafood shack is right on the water, just a simple building with picnic tables outside. You order fish and chips and find a table with a view of the harbor. Small boats are bobbing in the water. A few pelicans are sitting on the pilings. Everything is peaceful and perfect. The food arrives and it's amazing, fresh and perfectly cooked. You eat slowly, watching the boats, listening to the sounds of the harbor. You wake up to sunlight streaming through the windows. For a second, you're disoriented, not sure where you are. Then you remember the hotel, the road trip, the car. You sit up and look out the window, and the ocean is right there, sparkling in the morning sun. It's going to be another beautiful day. You check your phone. It's 8:30. You slept in, but that's okay. You're on vacation, kind of. You've got nowhere you have to be. You get up and take a shower, getting ready for the day. You're excited to get back in the car, to get back on the road. Yesterday was incredible, but today you get to explore more. You get to find new places. You head downstairs to the restaurant for breakfast. They have a buffet set up with everything you could want. Fresh fruit, pastries, eggs, bacon, coffee. You load up a plate and take it to a table by the window. While you eat, you watch the waves and think about where you want to go today. You pull out your phone and look at the map. There's a scenic highway that cuts inland from here, goes through wine country, and then loops back to the coast further north. That looks good. That looks perfect. After breakfast, you go back to your room and pack up your bag. Checkout time isn't until 11, but you're ready to go. You're ready to drive. You head down to the lobby and check out, and the person at the desk asks how your stay was. Perfect, you say. Everything was perfect. We're so glad. Are you heading home now? Not yet. Going to drive around a bit more today. Explore. They smile. Well, enjoy. And that car of yours is causing quite a stir with our staff. Everyone's been talking about it. You can't help but grin. You head outside to wait for the valet to bring your car around. When you hear that engine start up in the garage, you get that same thrill. There it is. Your car. The valet brings it around and parks it right in front of you. The morning sun makes the blue paint look even more incredible. She's a beauty, the valet says, getting out. Took good care of her for you. I can see that. Thank you. You tip him and get in. The seat feels familiar now, even though you've only been driving this car for one day. You start it up, loving that rumble, and pull out of the hotel driveway. Time for day 2 of your adventure. You drive through the town, which looks different in the morning light, quieter, more peaceful. Most of the shops aren't open yet. You see a few people walking dogs, a couple joggers. You wave at them, and they wave back. People are friendly here. Time tousses. You find the road that heads inland and turn onto it. Almost immediately, the scenery changes. You're leaving the coast behind and heading into rolling hills. The road starts to curve more, winding through the landscape. This is fun. This is the kind of road this car was made for. After about 15 minutes, you start seeing vineyards, row after row of grapevines stretching across the hills. It's beautiful. You've never been to wine country before, and you're surprised by how pretty it is. Everything is green and lush. The vines are planted in these perfect rows that follow the contours of the hills. You pass a sign for a winery that's open for tastings. You check your watch. 10 in the morning, probably too early for wine tasting, even though you're technically on vacation. But you make a note of it. Maybe on the way back. The road climbs up into the hills, and you get to a high point where you can see for miles, vineyards in every direction, and in the distance, mountains. You pull over at a turnout to look at the view and take some pictures. You get out and walk around to the front of the car, the hood still warm from the engine. You lean against it and just take in the view. This is so different from yesterday's ocean views, but it's just as beautiful. The sky is clear and blue. The air smells like earth and growing things. There's a breeze that moves through the vines, making them sway slightly. You could stay here all day, you think, just sitting in this spot, looking at this view. But there's more road ahead. There's always more road. You get back in and continue driving. The road winds down from the hills into a valley, and you see a small town ahead. It's the kind of town that probably has one main street and not much else, but it looks charming. You decide to stop and check it out. You find parking on the main street, right in front of a little cafe. You get out and look around. The town is cute, really cute. Old buildings, all well maintained, flowers and planters along the sidewalk. A few shops that sell local crafts and wines. There's a bookstore with big windows full of displays, an art gallery, a place that looks like it sells antiques. You walk into the cafe and it smells amazing. Fresh bread and coffee. There are a few people sitting at tables, locals mostly from the look of it. The woman behind the counter smiles at you. "Good morning. What can I get you?" "Just a coffee to go, please." While she makes your coffee, you look around. They have a bulletin board on the wall covered in local announcements. A farmer's market every Saturday. A concert series at one of the wineries. A call for volunteers for the community garden. This is the kind of place where everyone probably knows everyone else. The kind of place that feels like stepping back in time. "That your car out there?" the woman asks, handing you your coffee. You look out the window at your beautiful blue convertible. "Yeah, that's mine." "It's beautiful. We don't get many cars like that through here. Where you headed?" "Just exploring, taking a road trip. First big trip with this car." "Well, you picked a good area for it. If you keep going north on this road for about 10 miles, there's a turn off to the left that takes you up to Ridgetop. Best views in the county. Not many people know about it." "Thanks for the tip," you say, paying for your coffee. "I'll check it out." Back in the car with your fresh coffee, you continue north. Sure enough, about 10 miles later, you see a small sign that says Ridgetop, with an arrow pointing left. The road looks narrow and winding, but that's okay. You're in a convertible on a beautiful day. Narrow and winding is exactly what you want. You turn onto the road and it immediately starts climbing. It's steep and twisty, with switchbacks that require you to really focus on your driving. But the car handles it beautifully. You downshift into curves and accelerate out of them, feeling the power of the engine. This is so much fun. This is what driving is supposed to feel like. You climb for about 15 minutes, going higher and higher up the mountainside. The vineyards are below you now, and you can see the whole valley spreading out. It's incredible, and you're not even at the top yet. Finally, the road levels out, and you come to a small parking area. There are no other cars here. Just a sign that says Ridgetop Vista and a trail that leads a short distance to a viewpoint. You park and get out, taking your coffee with you. The trail is easy, just a couple minutes of walking, and then you come out onto a rocky outcrop and the view opens up in front of you. The woman at the cafe was right. This is the best view in the county, maybe the best view you've ever seen. You can see for what must be 50 miles in every direction. The vineyards, the valley, the distant mountains, and in the far distance, a glimpse of the ocean you left behind this morning. You stand there sipping your coffee and just looking. There's no one else here. It's completely quiet except for the wind and some birds. This is one of those moments you want to remember forever. This exact feeling, this perfect morning. You pull out your phone and take pictures, but you know they won't really capture it. You can't capture this feeling in a photo. After a while, you head back to the car. You sit in the driver's seat with the door open, feet on the ground, finishing your coffee. You're in no hurry. That's become your motto for this trip. No hurry. Just enjoying everything. You drive back down the mountain road, taking it easier this time, really looking at everything. The trees, the rocks, the way the light filters through the leaves. Everything is beautiful when you take the time to notice it. Back on the main road, you continue north through wine country. You pass more vineyards, more small towns. Around noon, your stomach starts reminding you that you haven't eaten since breakfast. You see a sign for a farm-to-table restaurant ahead. That sounds perfect. The restaurant is in an old farmhouse that's been converted. There are tables inside and more on a patio overlooking a vineyard. You ask for a table on the patio, and they seat you under an umbrella. The menu is small, everything fresh and local. You order a sandwich and a salad and a glass of local wine. You're on vacation after all. One glass won't hurt. The food is excellent and the wine is really good. You eat slowly, watching people come and go, enjoying the warmth of the day. This is the kind of lunch that makes you want to take a nap afterward. But you've got more driving to do. More things to see. After lunch, you continue on your route. The road starts heading back toward the coast now. You can tell because the landscape is changing again, becoming more rugged. Less vineyards, more wild coastal vegetation. You start catching glimpses of the ocean in the distance, that line of blue on the horizon. You come over a rise and suddenly you're back at the coast. The road drops down and there it is, the ocean stretching out forever. It feels like coming home, even though you've only been away from it for a few hours. You missed it, the sound of it, the smell of it, the way it looks in the afternoon sun. You're on a different stretch of coast road now, one you haven't driven before. This part is more dramatic than where you were yesterday. Higher cliffs, rougher water. The waves are bigger here, crashing against the rocks with real force. It's beautiful in a wilder way. You drive for another hour or so, just following the coast road wherever it goes. You stop at a few more viewpoints, take more pictures, walk around a bit. Every stop is different. Every view is unique. You're seeing parts of the coastline you've never seen before, and you feel like you're discovering it. Like you're the first person to find these places, even though you know that's not true. Around 3 in the afternoon, you start thinking about heading home. You've been gone for more than 24 hours now. You've seen so much, driven so many beautiful roads. It's been perfect, but you're starting to feel the pull of home. Plus, you're getting a little tired. It's been a lot of driving, even though it's been amazing driving. You see a sign for the highway. That'll take you home faster than the coast road. Part of you wants to stay on the scenic routes, but part of you is ready to just get home, to pull into your own driveway with your dream car, to start your real life with this car. The weekend adventure has been incredible, but now you're ready to begin all the everyday adventures. The morning commutes, the grocery store runs, the Sunday afternoon drives, all of it. You take the on-ramp to the highway and merge into traffic. The car handles the highway just as well as it handled the curves. It cruises smoothly at highway speed, the engine purring. You settle in for the drive home, about 2 hours from here. The miles roll by, and you think about everything you've seen this weekend. The coast road, the coffee shop, the beach, the sunset, the wine country, the mountain views, the little towns, all of it in your dream car. All of it exactly how you imagined it would be, except better, because the reality is always better than the daydream when it finally happens. You think about tomorrow, when you'll get up and this car will be in your garage, when it'll just be part of your life. You'll drive it to work. You'll run errands in it. It won't be special anymore in the same way it's special right now. But that's okay. That's good, actually, because it means you're living with your dream, not just visiting it. It means this isn't a fantasy anymore. It's your real life. The sun is getting lower as you get closer to home. Not quite sunset yet, but heading that way. The traffic is light. The drive is easy. You think about how you'll tell people about this trip. Your friends, your family, your coworkers. How you finally got your dream car and immediately took it on a road trip up the coast. How perfect it all was. You take your exit and get off the highway, back onto local roads. You're close to home now, just a few more miles. You drive through your neighborhood and everything looks different somehow. More vivid, more real. Or maybe you're just seeing it differently because of the weekend you've had, because of the adventure, because everything is different now. You have your dream car, and that changes everything. You pull into your driveway and park. You turn off the engine and just sit there for a minute. Home. You're home. The trip is over. But really, it's just beginning. This is your first trip of many. The first of hundreds, thousands of drives in this car. Adventures big and small. Long road trips and quick runs to the store. All of it waiting for you. You get out and grab your bag from the passenger seat. You lock the car and turn to look at it one more time before you go inside. It looks so good sitting in your driveway. It looks right, like it belongs there. like it was always meant to be there. Your beautiful blue convertible, your dream car, yours. You go inside and the house feels good, familiar and comfortable. You drop your bag and head to the kitchen for some water. You're tired but happy, the best kind of tired. You check your phone and there are messages from friends asking about the trip. You send back a quick reply. It was perfect. Everything was perfect. I'll tell you all about it tomorrow. But not tonight. Tonight you're just going to relax. Maybe order some dinner, watch some TV, decompress. Tomorrow you can start planning your next adventure. Because that's the thing about having your dream car. The adventures never really end. They just keep coming, and you're ready for all of them. Monday morning arrives and your alarm goes off like it does every weekday. But today is different. Today you get to drive your dream car to work. You get up with actual excitement about the commute, which is something you never thought you'd feel. You get ready for work, and when you're done, you grab your keys from the bowl by the door. Not your old car keys, the keys to your dream car. You walk out to the driveway, and there it is, looking even better than you remembered. The morning sun is hitting it just right, making the blue paint gleam. You unlock it and get in, and the feeling is still surreal. This is yours. This is your car now. Every single day. You start it up and back out of the driveway, and your neighbor is getting his mail. He stops and stares. You wave at him, and he waves back, then gives you a thumbs up. You can see him watching as you drive down the street. You're definitely the talk of the neighborhood now. The drive to work is the same route you've taken 1,000 times, but everything feels different in this car. The streets look different. The whole experience is different. You take a slightly longer route, one with fewer stoplights and more curves. Just because you can. Just because it's more fun this way. When you pull into the parking lot at work, heads turn. People stop walking to look at your car. You find a parking spot, one where you can pull through so you don't have to back out later, and you park carefully. You turn off the engine and sit there for a second. You drove your dream car to work. This is your life now. Your coworker Sarah is waiting by the entrance. Is that your car? She asks as you walk up. Yeah, just got it this weekend. It's gorgeous. I saw it pull in and I was like, who drives a car like that? And it's you. Inside, more people ask about the car. Word spreads fast. By lunchtime, half the office has walked past the parking lot to look at it. Your boss comes by your desk and says, nice car. You win the lottery or something? No, just been saving up, you say. Finally pulled the trigger. Well, it's beautiful. Good for you. At lunch, you go out to the car just to sit in it for a bit. Not to go anywhere, just to sit. You eat your sandwich in the driver's seat with the door open, watching people walk by and do double takes. Some people take pictures. One guy asks if he can take a selfie with it. You say yes. Why not? The car makes people happy. That's a good thing. The afternoon drags a bit because you keep thinking about the drive home, about getting back in the car, about maybe taking another scenic route, about where you might go this weekend. You've already started a list in your head of places you want to drive to, back roads you want to explore, coastal drives you haven't done yet. When 5 o'clock finally comes, you're out the door faster than usual. You practically jog to the parking lot. There's your car waiting for you. You get in and start it up, and that rumble sounds so good. You head home, taking a different route than this morning, one that goes through a nice neighborhood with tree-lined streets and big old houses. The car feels good in the dappled sunlight under the trees. At home, you park in the garage this time. You want to keep the car protected. You get out and just look at it sitting there. It looks good in your garage, like it was always meant to be there. You run your hand along the hood one more time before going inside. Over dinner, you start planning your next road trip. You pull out your laptop and look at maps. There's a mountain range about 3 hours away that has some supposed amazing driving roads, switchbacks and mountain passes and incredible views. That could be a good weekend trip. Maybe next month. You also start looking into car clubs and cruise nights, other people who have classic cars and like to drive them. Maybe you could meet some people, make some friends who share this passion. That could be fun. Cars and coffee on Sunday mornings, that kind of thing. Your phone rings and it's your friend, the one you texted pictures to all weekend. Hey, how was work? Did you drive the car? Yeah, I drove it. Everyone at work lost their minds. It was great. I bet. So when do I get to ride in it? This weekend? We could drive somewhere, get lunch, make a day of it. Yes, absolutely, yes. I'm so excited. I can't believe you actually did it. You actually bought your dream car. I know. I still can't quite believe it either. Tuesday and Wednesday are similar. Drive to work, come home, go for an evening drive just because you can. You find yourself looking for excuses to drive the car. Need milk? Take the car. Want to return a library book? Take the car. It's not about the destination. It's about the drive. Thursday after work, you decide to wash the car. Even though it's not dirty, you want to wash it. You want to take care of it. You pull out the hose and the bucket and the special car soap you bought. You spend almost an hour washing and drying it, making sure every inch is perfect. When you're done, it gleams in the evening light. Beautiful. Your neighbor from across the street comes over while you're drying it. That's a hell of a car, he says. What year is it? You tell him, and he nods appreciatively. My dad had one almost like this. Took me to my first baseball game in it. Seeing yours brings back all those memories. That's the thing about these cars, you say. Everyone has a story about them. They sure do, he agrees. You take care of it. Cars like this, they're not just cars, they're memories. Friday finally arrives, and you're so excited for the weekend. You and your friend are going to take a drive tomorrow. You've mapped out a route that goes along a river, through some small towns, and ends at this place that supposedly has the best pie in the state. A perfect day trip. Saturday morning, you pick up your friend. They're waiting on their porch, and when they see you pull up, their face lights up. They practically run to the car. Oh my God, they say, getting in. This is even more beautiful in person than in the pictures. Can I touch things? Yes, you can touch things, you laugh. It's a car, not a museum. It feels like a museum, though. This is incredible. You pull away from the curb, and your friend is grinning ear to ear. This is so cool. I can't believe we're doing this. We're in your dream car. Actually, in it, driving. You head toward the river road, and your friend is looking at everything. The dashboard, the gauges, the way the sunlight hits the chrome. I can see why you love this so much, they say. This is special. This is really special. The river road is beautiful. The river is wide and calm, reflecting the sky. Trees line both sides of the road, their branches meeting overhead in places, creating tunnels of green. You drive with the windows down and the wind moves through the car, and your friend has their arm out the window, feeling the air rush past. This is perfect, they say. This is exactly what I needed. Just to get out, to drive somewhere beautiful, to not think about work or responsibilities or anything. Just this, right now. That's what this car does for me, you say. It makes everything else go away. When I'm driving it, I'm just driving it. Nothing else matters. You stop in a small town for coffee and walk around a bit. The town is having some kind of festival, and there's a band playing in the park and vendors selling crafts and food. You and your friend get ice cream cones and sit on a bench, watching people. The car is parked nearby where you can see it, and people keep stopping to look at it and take pictures. Your friend finds this hilarious. You're like a celebrity now, they say. The car makes you famous. I don't mind, you say. It makes people happy. That's cool. You drive to the pie place, and it lives up to its reputation. The pie is incredible. You and your friend split 2 different kinds and agree that this needs to become a regular thing. Monthly pie trips in the dream car. You shake on it. On the drive home, your friend is quieter, more contemplative. Thank you for this, they say, as you're getting close to their house. This was exactly what I needed. You sharing your dream car with me, taking me on this adventure. It means a lot. You're my best friend, you say. Of course I wanted to share it with you. This car, these drives, they're better when shared. You drop them off, and they lean back in before closing the door. Same time next month? Another adventure? Absolutely. Same time next month. Sunday, you decide to just drive. No destination, no plan. Just you and the car and the road. You head out in the morning, and you drive all day. Through countryside and small towns and along back roads you've never been on. You stop when you feel like stopping. You turn when you feel like turning. You're completely free. At one point, you find yourself on a dirt road in the middle of nowhere, mountains in the distance. Not another car in sight. You stop and get out and just stand there in the silence. The car behind you, dust settling around it, the sun warm on your face. This is it, you think. This is what freedom feels like. Not just having the car, but having the confidence to drive it anywhere, to go anywhere, to explore. That night, you get home tired and happy. You've put almost 200 miles on the car today, just wandering, just exploring. You park in the garage and pat the hood before going inside. Good day, you say to the car, which is silly, but you don't care. It was a good day. The car helped make it a good day. Over the next few weeks, the car becomes part of your routine, but it never becomes boring. Every drive is still special. Every time you start the engine, you still get a little thrill. Every time you come around a good curve, you still smile. The dream doesn't fade. It just becomes part of your life in the best possible way. You join a local car club and meet other people who have classic cars. You go to cruise nights and cars and coffee events. You make friends with people who understand why you love this car so much. You swap stories and tips and recommendations for good roads to drive. You become part of a community. Your family comes to visit, and of course, they want to ride in the car. You take them all out, one trip at a time, showing them the car, showing them the roads you've discovered. Your mom cries a little bit, telling you how proud she is that you worked so hard and got something you wanted so much. Your dad just keeps saying, "This is beautiful. This is really something." Months pass and the seasons change. You drive the car in summer heat, in autumn colors. You put the top up when it rains and drive carefully, the windshield wipers keeping time with your music. You drive it to work and to the grocery store and on grand adventures. The odometer keeps climbing and you don't care. Miles are meant to be driven. Roads are meant to be explored. You take that mountain trip you planned, and it's everything you hoped. Switchbacks and mountain passes and views that take your breath away. You take more coastal drives, discovering new stretches of highway. You drive through wine country again and stop at wineries you missed the first time. Every trip is different. Every trip is special. One evening, about 6 months after you got the car, you're sitting in your driveway. Just sitting in the car with the engine off, the garage door open behind you, watching the sunset. Your neighbor walks by, walking their dog, and stops to chat. "Still love it?" they ask, nodding at the car. "More than ever," you say. "It's the best decision I ever made." "I can tell. I see you working on it on weekends, washing it, taking care of it. I see you driving it with that smile on your face. It makes me happy seeing someone love something so much." After they walk away, you sit there thinking about that, about how visible happiness is, about how this car has changed your life in ways you didn't even expect. It's not just about having a dream car. It's about what that represents. It's about working towards something and achieving it. It's about not settling. It's about having adventures and making memories. It's about freedom and joy, and living your life the way you want to live it. You think about the kid version of yourself who first saw a car like this and fell in love, who cut pictures out of magazines and put them on your bedroom wall, who daydreamed about someday owning one. If you could go back and tell that kid that someday would come, that you'd work hard and save up and finally get it, that kid would be so excited. That kid would be so proud. And here you are, living that dream every single day, not just on special occasions or weekends, but every day. It's your car, your dream car. And it's perfect. A year passes, and the car is everything you hoped it would be, and more. It's not new anymore. You know every sound it makes, every quirk, every way it likes to be driven. But that familiarity doesn't make it boring. It makes it better. The car is yours in every way now. You understand each other. Spring arrives and you decide it's time for the big road trip, the one you've been planning all winter. A 2-week trip up the entire coast. No rushing, no strict schedule. Just driving, stopping when you want to stop. Seeing everything there is to see. You've saved up vacation time and money. You've planned the route loosely, booking a few hotels but leaving most nights open for wherever you end up. This is going to be the adventure of a lifetime. The morning you leave, you wake up before your alarm, too excited to sleep. You've packed the car the night before, a duffel bag in the trunk, a cooler with snacks and drinks, your camera, your road atlas, even though you have GPS. Something about having a physical map feels right for a trip like this. You start driving at sunrise, that perfect early morning light, making everything look magical. The roads are empty at this hour. Just you and the occasional truck driver. You have the top down despite the morning chill, because you want to feel everything. The cold air wakes you up better than coffee ever could. The first day, you drive about 300 miles, stopping whenever something catches your eye. A roadside fruit stand where you buy fresh strawberries. A state park with a waterfall that takes 20 minutes to hike to. A little town having a street fair where you eat fish tacos and listen to a band play. You're in no hurry. You've got 2 weeks. You've got all the time in the world. That night, you end up in a small coastal town you've never heard of. You find a motel right on the beach, the kind of place that's been there since the 1950s and hasn't changed much. The woman who checks you in is friendly and asks about your car. You end up talking to her for 20 minutes, and she tells you about her late husband who had a car similar to yours. He'd have loved seeing yours, she says. It's beautiful. Just beautiful. Your room has a view of the ocean, and you fall asleep to the sound of waves. You sleep better than you have in months. Something about being on the road, about the adventure, makes everything better, even sleep. Day 2. You wake up early again and walk on the beach before breakfast. The beach is empty except for a few people walking their dogs. The sun is just coming up, turning the ocean pink and gold. You could stay here all day, you think. But there's more road ahead. Always more road. Time twos. You have breakfast at a diner in town, and the waitress recognizes your car in the parking lot. That yours? She asks, and when you nod, she smiles. Thought so. We don't get many cars like that through here. Where are you headed? North, you say, all the way up the coast. That's a good trip, she says. Plenty to see. Take your time with it. That becomes the theme of your trip. Take your time with it. You drive slowly, savoring everything. You stop at every viewpoint, every interesting-looking town, every scenic beach. You take pictures, but you also just look, just experience things without trying to capture them. Sometimes the best moments can't be photographed anyway. On day 4, you meet another car enthusiast at a gas station. He has a vintage Porsche, and you both end up talking about your cars for almost an hour. He tells you about the best driving roads in the area, and you swap stories about restoration and maintenance and the joy of driving classic cars. Before you part ways, you take photos of each other's cars. Car people are good people, you've learned. They understand. Some days you drive a lot, covering 400 or 500 miles. Other days you barely drive 50, finding a place you like and just staying there. A town with good coffee shops and bookstores and beaches. A scenic area with hiking trails and viewpoints. You go where the road takes you and where your mood leads you. About a week into the trip, you're driving through redwood country. These massive ancient trees lining the road, so tall you can barely see the tops. It's like driving through a cathedral. The light filters down through the branches in shafts of gold. You drive slowly, almost reverently. This is special. This is something you'll remember forever. You and your car and these ancient trees. This moment. You stop at one of the parks and take a walk among the trees. There's a trail that goes to a particularly large redwood, supposedly over 1,000 years old. You stand at the base of it, looking up, trying to comprehend something that's been alive for a millennium. It puts things in perspective. Your car is a classic, sure, but these trees make it look brand new. They make everything seem temporary and small, but in a good way, in a way that makes you appreciate every moment more. That night, you stay in a cabin in the woods, no TV, no Wi-Fi, just you and the forest sounds and a good book. You sit on the porch as the sun sets, watching the light change through the trees. Your car is parked next to the cabin, looking good, even covered in a light layer of road dust. Tomorrow you'll find a car wash. Tonight, you just relax. The second week of your trip, you start heading into more remote areas. The really northern parts of the coast where towns are few and far between, where the roads get rougher and more winding, where the ocean is wilder and the cliffs are higher. This is adventure driving now. This is what the car was made for. You cross into new territory and everything feels different. The landscape is rougher, more dramatic. The weather is cooler and more unpredictable. You have the top up more than down, but you don't mind. The car is beautiful either way. And there's something cozy about being in it, with the top up, watching the wild scenery go by through the windows. You meet other travelers along the way, people on their own adventures, a couple on motorcycles touring the country, a family in an RV exploring national parks, a solo hiker doing the coastal trail. Everyone is friendly and everyone wants to talk about their journey. You swap recommendations and tips and stories. The road creates a community of its own. On day 10, you reach the northernmost point of your trip, a lighthouse on a rocky point, waves crashing far below. You park in the small lot and walk out to the lighthouse. There's a trail that goes around the point, and you follow it, feeling the wind whip your hair, tasting salt in the air. The ocean is so vast from here, so powerful. You feel small, but in a good way, like you're part of something bigger. You think about turning around, heading home, but you're not ready yet. You've got a few more days, so you decide to take a different route back. Inland this time, through mountains and forests. You want to see different things. You want to make this trip as rich as possible. The inland route takes you through small mountain towns and overpasses with incredible views. You drive through national forests where the trees go on forever in every direction. You cross rivers and see waterfalls and drive roads that switch back up mountainsides. The car handles it all beautifully. This is what it was built for. Roads like these, adventures like this. You stop in a mountain town for lunch and end up staying for 2 days because you like it so much. It's the kind of place that feels like it's from another era, where everyone knows everyone and strangers are welcomed warmly. You hike during the days and sit on the porch of your bed and breakfast in the evenings, reading and watching the sun set behind the mountains. On your last morning there, the owner of the bed and breakfast comes out to chat while you're loading your car. Heading home? She asks. Yeah, time to get back to real life. Well, this trip, that was real life too, she says. Maybe the most real. Sometimes we need to get away from our routine to remember what life's really about. You think about that as you drive away. She's right. This trip has been real life. Maybe more real than the day-to-day routine at home. This has been living, fully living, experiencing things, seeing beauty, meeting people, having adventures. That's what life should be. The drive home takes 2 more days. You could rush it, do it in one long push, but you don't. You take your time, even now. You stop at places you missed on the way up. You take detours to see things that sound interesting. You're in no hurry to have this trip end. But eventually, inevitably, you pull into your driveway at home. 2 weeks after you left, the car is dirty and dusty and has thousands of new miles on it, but it runs perfectly. It got you there and back without a single problem. That's what a good car does. That's what a dream car does. That first night home, you unpack slowly, thinking about everything you saw and did. The places you went, the people you met, the roads you drove. You feel different, changed maybe, like the trip opened something up in you, a sense of possibility, a sense that life is bigger than you sometimes remember when you're stuck in routine. The next morning, you wash the car, getting all the road dirt off, taking your time with it. While you're washing it, your neighbor comes over. How was the trip? Incredible, you say. Best 2 weeks of my life. I could tell you were going somewhere big. You were so excited when you left. It lived up to every expectation, and then some. That becomes your story when people ask about the car. Not just that you bought your dream car, but that you use it, that you drive it, that you take it on adventures, that it's not a garage queen or a weekend toy, but a real car that you really drive. Because that's what cars are for. That's what dreams are for. To be lived, not just admired. Months continue to pass and you keep having adventures. Some are big, like the 2-week trip, but most are small. Sunday morning drives to get coffee, evening cruises through your favorite neighborhoods, day trips to places you've never been. Each one is special in its own way. Each one adds to the story of you in this car. You start to realize that the car itself isn't really the point, though you love it dearly. The point is what the car represents: freedom, achievement, following through on a dream, not settling for what's practical or sensible, but going for what makes your heart sing. The car is a symbol of all of that, a daily reminder that you can have the things you want if you're willing to work for them. Time tutus. Your friend, the one you took on that first day trip with, texts you. Remember when you said you were going to buy that car someday, and I thought you were crazy? Thank you for proving me wrong. Thank you for showing me that dreams can actually come true if you really want them to. You read that text sitting in your car in your driveway after work, and it hits you hard. You didn't just buy a car. You inspired someone. You showed them that it's possible, that someday can become today if you make it happen. That's worth more than the car itself. That's legacy. You think about the future, about all the roads you haven't driven yet, all the places you haven't been, all the adventures still waiting. The car will get older, and so will you. But that's okay. That's part of the story. The wear and tear, the miles, the memories. All of it adds up to a life well lived. You imagine yourself years from now, still driving this car. Maybe showing it to grandkids someday, telling them about the adventures you had. Maybe passing it down to someone who will love it as much as you do. Maybe keeping it forever, driving it until you physically can't anymore. All of those futures are possible. All of them are good. For now, though, you just sit in your driveway, hands on the steering wheel, engine off, thinking about tomorrow, about where you'll drive next, about what you'll see, about who you'll meet, because the adventure never really ends. As long as you have this car and open roads and the desire to explore, the adventure continues. You start the engine one more time, just to hear it, that beautiful rumble that never gets old. You let it run for a minute, feeling the vibration through the steering wheel. Then you turn it off and get out, giving the hood a pat like you always do. Good car, you say softly, good car. You head inside for the evening, but you'll be back tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that. Because this is your dream car, and dreams don't end. They just keep going, mile after mile, adventure after adventure, joy after joy. This is your life now, and it's better than you ever imagined it could be. Sometimes late at night, when you can't sleep, you go out to the garage. You turn on the light and just look at the car. You walk around it slowly, appreciating every detail. The curve of the fenders, the shine of the chrome, the way the paint catches the light, and you feel grateful, deeply, profoundly grateful, not just for the car, but for everything it represents, for having the courage to pursue what you wanted, for being patient enough to make it happen, for being bold enough to actually use it, to drive it, to create memories with it. You think about all the people you've met because of this car, the strangers at viewpoints who became friends, the car enthusiasts at cruise nights who welcomed you into their community, the old man at the general store who shared his memories, the couples and families who smiled and waved as you drove past. The car has connected you to people in ways you never expected. It's made you part of something bigger than yourself. And you think about all the places you've been, roads you never would have driven if you didn't have this car, towns you never would have discovered, beaches and mountains and valleys and vistas that are now part of your personal geography. The car hasn't just given you transportation, it's given you territory. It's expanded your world. Most of all, you think about how it's changed you. You're more confident now, more willing to take chances, more comfortable with joy. Because if you can make this dream come true, what else is possible? What other dreams are waiting? The car has taught you that the impossible is only impossible until you make it possible. That someday can become today if you're willing to work for it. That life is meant to be lived fully, not cautiously. Tomorrow morning, you'll wake up and you'll have a choice. You could take the boring route to work, the practical route, the quickest way. Or you could take the scenic route, the one with curves and views and a few extra minutes of joy. You already know which one you'll choose. You'll always choose the scenic route now, because life is too short for boring roads. Life is too short not to enjoy every mile of the journey. You go back inside and get ready for bed, but before you turn off the lights, you look out the window at the garage. Your car is in there, safe and sound, waiting for tomorrow's adventure. And you smile, knowing that tomorrow will come, and the adventure will continue, and it will all be wonderful. because you're living your dream every single day. And that's the best feeling in the world.